Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day today. Beautiful day here in Bangkok. And today is leg 7 of our Kangaroo tour. We started in London, we're heading to Sydney. And today's leg, which is the morning of day 4 of our 5-day storyline trip here, is taking us down to Singapore, due south. It's not a long flight, it's only a couple hours. So it should be a good one. Nick is with us as usual, and due to my constant fight with model matching, he's a Airbus A319 over there in factory livery instead of a Qantas A320. But we'll work on getting that sorted out. Going to be also using a new checklist again today, so it may take me a little bit longer to go through things. So we'll just have to bear with me a little bit, but it should be good. So let's hop on board the aircraft. We'll start going. Captain Mutt, good to see you there. Thanks for joining us today. Let's hop on board. There we go. How's the sim volume? I don't know. I had it turned down for some reason a little bit more than I usually would. Just want to make sure that it is at a level that you guys can hear. Alright, so let's start with our cockpit preparations here. As usual, the aircraft was plugged in by the ground control. Test is done. The gears are aligning. Sign set. Oh, do I still have? It's interesting. Seem to have. Couple different views there than I normally do. Not sure when I change that. That's it. Full scribe. Packs 1 and 2 are on. Battery charge is fine. Engine fire tests. Good. And AP. Oop, no, close that. AP fire test is good. Volume's good. Okay, thanks, Captain Matt. Do appreciate that. So this is also our first flight of the new update, really, except for a little general aviation flight I did the other day. So it is going to be interesting to see if there's going to be any issues. Okay, this is all done. Throttles are at idle. Engine mode selector normal. Holes are off. Parking brake is set. Gravity gear is set. And transponder 7000. Yeah, that's good. The barrel right now, according to, we'll see how well this lines up with what it's in the sim. It should be 1009. If I push B, 1009. Okay, so looks like the live weather is working very well. Flight recorder's on. It's not required. That can stay there. You'll go to there. And let's see. We do have a restriction, which we'll brief before we go. An 8,000 foot on the SID. So we'll tune that in. 1150 of the ECAMs, yeah, IRSs are aligning. so let's get this up and running. I'll get logged in here. There we go. Throw our name in and bring in the flight plan. There we go. And then we'll hop over to here and start getting all this set up. So we'll bring in our flight plan. There we go. Alright, so VTBD, which is Bangkok, down to WSSS, which is Singapore, QFA 5556. That's per normal. And our Tropo has 54.85. That's pretty good. 54.885. So it looks like the online weather is really, really close to being accurate. 37,000 is our flight level today, and our cost index is 25. Alright, so we're here to some values. So our zero fuel weight is 59.5, and our CG is 30.5, 49 will round up. And our block fuel today is 7.6. Is that what we got on board? Yeah, pretty close. Move that 7.5. There we go. And our trip wind is actually a tailwind of 0, so no real effect on us for the flight. There we go. And our estimated fuel on board when we land should be 3.2. I've changed my fuel factor in SimBrief, so we'll see how that does. Alright. So that's that information. We'll go to the flight plan now. Today we are departing off of runway 21 left. And we're using the Qangob 3 Charlie departure. Just find that. Qangob 3 Charlie. There we go. Let's make sure that's all in there. Yeah, 3 Charlie. So I did a quick check down at Singapore. ATC is online. They are using runway. I think it's 02 left, the ILS, and no star. That's interesting. Huh. There is a star. Sure why. Say there isn't. Maybe just huh. So let me insert that, and then I want to see where this route takes us. Because this should be the entry point into the star. So if I go here, can I put key lot? Is the next waypoint. They didn't let me do that. sure exactly what is happening here. Kexal, the next waypoint after Kexal should be Ilalo. This is not playing nice here. So I'm going to clear Helot. Helot out. There we go. For some reason I think I'm on 02 center. 02 left. And no star. Well, this could get interesting. We'll just have to deal with that. Yeah, Nick, you don't have it either. Yeah, and hey, Rish, good to see you here today. So 02 left is the runway on the ATC. There's no star available. We may have to ask for vectors because ATC is kind of online down there. We'll see how they are when we get down there. All right, so over to performance. Transition altitude here is 11,000 feet. Okay, 11,000 is in. There'll be a flaps 1. And our trim setting for today is 0.4 down. And we are going to be flexing to 66 degrees, which will give us 134, 135, and 139. It is hot here. It's about 30 degrees out right now in Bangkok. So we will definitely be feeling the effects of that as we go. So rad nav, do I need to set anything up there? Nope, we should be good all the way out. And it be complete, take a complete. So for our briefing, and I'll come up and set up my panel lights while I'm doing this. As mentioned, we are here in Bangkok. We are at the second of the major airports. I think this is the older one, actually. VTBD. And we're going to be taking off on runway 21 left. And I'll bring up the charts as soon as I've done this. Get you up. Displays a little bit here. And we'll get the standby up. Just for completeness, 1009. Right. So, here is the airport. can see we're here at this stand over here. We're going to taxi out. We'll taxi north on Charlie up to Delta. We'll cross runway 21 right, Delta, then take X-ray around to the holding point, and we'll take off on 21 left. After that, this is a departure we're doing, the Qantas 3 Charlie. So we make this little swing out here to the right after departure. Come around, there's our 8,000 foot ceiling. I don't think that's really going to be an issue. No ATC on right now, so once we get out of here, we're on our own for the climb. I'm going to come down, and once we get down to Qantas, we're going to just head out on our own, and the route is basically straight down here over the sea here. Not sure which one this is. We're going to come straight down and then around the edge of the island, and then we should be doing this approach in. I don't know why it's not showing up. And we will come down, and it's swinging past the airport. If we look at that arrival, it's coming down, swinging around the airport, making a right turn in for runway 02 left. And then we'll be landing at the airport. So that is the basic flight and departure. So we'll get rid of that. And as per usual, we will have in-flight entertainment for the trip. So everything's done. Briefing, still no ATC on here, so we'll consider that we have clearance. And we'll now run the actual before start checklist. But before we do that, make sure everyone's getting on board. Should have started this earlier. That's my fault. Still getting used to the flows in here. This would all be the aircraft setup, so I guess the pilot monitoring and go through doing all the setting up and everything while the captain's putting the flight plan in. Alright, so the baggage is on the way. Everything's happening. Nick's over there in the 319. It's actually the same airplane we have, but getting model matching worries. Well, everybody loads in. So I do have news of a giveaway that's happening on Sunday. I'll tell you more about that later once we get going. Look around outside. Beautiful day here. A little bit of cloud to the north there, but other than that, it should be pretty good. We won't wait for the full boarding process. We'll cut it short once we get the bags and stuff on board. And again, we are on VATSim, so if anyone does want to join for these streams, yeah, you're more than welcome. I do post them up on the channel in advance, so they are there if anyone is interested. Has the to and from and the airport and the time we're leaving, so always more than welcome. Looks like the catering's done. And there goes the bags. And he's going to drive right into the wing. Well done, you. Alright. So we'll say everybody's on board.
We're ready to go when you are.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make
So
sure
we
all
have
large
everything.
carry-on
We
items
will
are in the overhead bins and your small
lock the
items are
cabin
in
door.
in front of you. If you have any trouble or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know, and we would be happy to help you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other
So the
passengers.
baggage door is done.
Please double check that all your items are put away
And
so
they're
that
pulling
the
away
aisle
the
is clear
jetway.
and other
Excellent.
passengers can make their way to their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be
Alright, so before start
Feel free
checklist,
to
copyright
use your cell
cockpit
phones during the rest
preparation
of the boarding
is
process, but we do ask that
complete.
laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you, and
signs
welcome
are
aboard.
on. I am going to turn the air down. It is hot out there, so we're going to want as much
Good
cooling
morning,
as
ladies
we can
and
get.
gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5556 with service to Singapore. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours.
Signs
and 25
are on.
minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure
Adheres
that all devices are in
are
airplane mode and your
aligned.
large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your
Fuel
seatbelt
quantity
and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight
Is
attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
good and balanced. And from WSSS, altimeters are set and cross-checked. That is our checklist to the line. So departure briefing is done. We've gone through everything we need to go through. I think we're ready to go. So we have our clearance, so beacon will come on. Nose wheel steering is not disconnected yet. I don't know if that's even modeled. Last time, brake pressures are good. Transponder auto. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is on. We'll call the tug.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, fly deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brake, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing
There we
back.
go. Nose wheel steering disconnect. They've inserted the pin. Then we can run the before start checklist below the line. So windows and doors are all closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Mobile phones are off, and the parking brake has been turned off as per instructions. All right. Just waiting for the tug to get in there, and then we can push back. There we go. Bangkok traffic, Qantas 5556, push and start. Will be facing southeast.
You are clear behind and you can start your engine at your discretion.
All right, so fuel pumps are all on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the flight attendants for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is fastened, please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap.
APU.
To fasten, insert the middle fittings into one another
All
and
right.
tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire flight as we may
The
experience
joys of new
unexpected
checklists.
There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you.
I'm gonna
Place
push
it firmly
back
over
far
your
enough
nose
to
and
give
mouth,
Nick
secure the elastic band
chance
behind your
to
head, tighten the straps if
push back as
necessary,
well.
and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water
Should be
landing,
good.
a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the
Pushback
plastic pouch
complete.
and
Set
remove
parking
the
brake,
vest.
please.
Push it over your head.
Parking
Wrap the
brake
straps
set.
around your
Roger.
waist and buckle at the
Okay,
front.
the tow bar
Pull
is
the straps
disconnected
tight.
and the equipment is
Remove the
clear.
vest
We will see
firmly
you on the
red
left
cord
side with the
only
pin.
when exiting the aircraft.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and
If
go to
your
hand
life vest
signals.
does
Thanks,
not
have a good
include
flight. See you
automatic,
later.
blow into the mouthpieces for manual
Alrighty,
inflation.
so there goes
This
the
vest
tow.
is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the
APU
strap,
bleeds
and
are up,
press the cushion to your chest.
and Engine 1 is
Once again,
starting.
all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure
Oh,
your
Nick, you're not ready yet?
fasteners,
Okay, yeah,
bags,
I
and tray tables are in
ended
the
up
full
forgetting my
upright position.
APU.
We remind you that this is a non-smoking
So,
flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke
We'll,
detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be
We'll
found
have
in
a
the
minute or
safety
so
card
to go
located
here.
in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Yeah, interesting, the APU is not on any of the lists. I guess it's just something that's understood. Anyway, good start on engine number 1, starting engine number 2. Fantastic sounds here. Of course, brought to us by the fly-by-wire team. Sounds good. Back inside the cockpit. Good start on engine number 2. Igniters off. APU bleed off. APU will come off. So before taxi, auto brake will come on. Spoilers are armed. Flaps to 1. Engine anti-ice not required today. Flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. All right. Steering pin is out. We got nose wheel back, pitch trim again 0-4 down today. And rudder trim is neutral as well. Nick, you're saying you got the star sorted out. Alright, we'll have to get that information from you.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
Thank you very much. Alright, so no taxi light will come on. Runway turn-off lights, we'll bring them up as well. Strobes are off. And parking brake will come off. We'll do our config and we'll ding the cabin in a minute as we get close to where we're headed. So we're going to taxi out. We're going to go straight out. Should be able to hit taxiway India there. Then we'll hit Charlie, go all the way up to Delta. Like I said, we'll go over and across. Oh, Captain Matt, I don't know. That's pretty ambitious, flying around the world. I've got something in mind as well for a little while. I'm waiting for a specific aircraft to come out and be available for it. But yeah, around the world flights are You're dedicating a lot of time to that. Alright. Bangkok traffic, Qantas 5556 taxiing to runway 21 left via India Charlie Delta X-ray holding short at 21 left. Qantas 5556. Alright, let's get rolling here. Hopefully Nick won't be too far behind us. So we're not expecting any major weather en route here. Let's do the brake test. Okay. Brakes are working. We'll ding the cabin as soon as we get around onto India here, or from India to Charlie, which is right here. Yeah, that would be me not checking the radios. Just realized that when you said that, I looked up and saw it wasn't tuned in. It's one of those mornings. Ah, good for you. Got Matt 2 tours around the world. On average, how long are your legs? Not sure why it's got holding points there. Default scenery. Sting the cabin. Alright, let's try dinging the cabin again. There we go. 4 to 5 hours? Oh, that's a good session. So everything looks good. We're going to cross over to 1 right. Here's X-ray. Singapore to Sydney, yeah. That's a long one. It's about 7 hours, roughly. So we'll hold here. And Nick, if you did get that star sorted out, as soon as you can pass on that information, that would be great. Alright, so before takeoff checklist, cabin crews notified. Exterior lights are all coming on. Strobe lights are on, and taxi to takeoff. And anti-ice not required. Packs are on. TCAS is set. TARA above. Transponder is on. Weather radar is on. PWS is on. And takeoff memo. No blue. So I think we are ready to go. Bangkok, Don Mueang, traffic, Qantas 5556, taking position runway 21 left. Hopefully that went out.
Oh yeah, that's on.
There we go. Yeah, everything seems to work better if you set it up properly. Alright, so the glide path is clear. The approach path. Get ourselves out. Alright. Clocks are started, brakes are engaged, engines to 50%. Oh, you're going Honolulu to Ontario, California. Wow, that's a long one. Alright. 5% nose down, brakes are released, and throttles to flex. Man flex, 66 degrees, SRS enabled. It's 100 knots. V1, rotate. Climb, gear up, positive rate. Bring the nose down. It's about 12 degrees. Throttles. And climb. Throttles and climb. There we go. 180. Put autopilot 1 on. It's fine. And we'll track here out of Bangkok. Beautiful scenery here. starting that turn. Flaps coming up. And speed brake is disarmed. So gear retracted, flaps retracted, spoilers retracted, thrust is in climb mode, autopilot's on. Taxi lights are now off. And looking very nice down there. A low level cloud. We do have that 8,000 foot restriction coming up, so we may be leveling off for a minute, a few seconds. So it's currently about 9:40 in the morning here in Bangkok as we begin our climb up. The cruising altitude, there's the leveling off coming in. Drone going. Beautiful look back towards Bangkok there. So we're past that point of concern. No, not that one. We'll kick our altitude up to our cruise, which, as mentioned, is 370. And we'll just head on up. Let the aircraft take care of everything. Looks like Nick's up as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
So there's 10,000 feet. There's 11,000, so we'll go over to standard on the altimeters. Anti-ice not required. EFIS is fine. Put in constraints, but not too worried about that. Weather required is good. Landing lights will come off. And beacons on and strobes are on. And seatbelts and portable devices can come off in the back as well, as it's pretty smooth up here. Very nice as we get ready to head out over the water here. say goodbye to Bangkok. So hoping you guys didn't have too many issues with the update. There's been a few things, and as usual, Asobo has broken some of the mods that are out there, so they're waiting for fixes. Hopefully they get those back fairly soon. So Nick, once you're in a position to tell me, what was your fix for the star? I mean, as long as I have my moving map with Navigraph, I could probably do it manually, but if that goes down, then I'm out of luck. 18,000 feet. Oh. Right. Take a look. Airway 803 does not go to Alapo, so did 803 to... Okay, let me gotta pull up my route here. Shouldn't be doing this while in this stage of flight, but... Alright, so if I go... Oh, did I just hit a point? Yeah, I just hit a point. So if I go to Idol, and then after Idol, I do K E X O I. Okay. Kilo, no, X-ray, Oscar, okay, a little bit of funny business going on here right now. Boy. So, love the sim, but holy cow. Kilo, X, Echo, X-ray, Oscar, India. Not in database. Okay. Oh, is that an L? Let me try that again. So iPool. KEXOL. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this is putting them in backwards orders here. Alright, cool. Okay. Next waypoint. KEXOL. Sorry for this fascinating. KEXOL. Tidar, Ondo, Lipron. Okay. If I clear. Tide pool. This is not quite working. ELAPO as intuitively as it should. Echo Lima Alpha Papa Oscar. Alright, let's go back to the star. Okay. Echo Lima Alpha Lima Oscar. Alright, we can do that. Alright. So after kilowatt, I want Papa India Bravo Alpha Papa. Papa Indian Bravo Alpha Papa. Flying their airplane while I do this. Kilo India Lima Oscar Tango. We got to do it the one after to get it in the one before. That is the question. Yeah, you do, which is a little bit screwed up. Okay, so Pi Bat, then the next one. Okay. I'm gonna have to put in the last one at Samco and work backwards. For Samco, it'd be Sanat. Sanat is POSUB. It's just replacing them. Hey, MFS pilot. A bit of a problem with the routing. Working on that right now. Trying to get this thing there, come back up. I think I'm just going to take the chance of flying this manually and just working the thing, and if it fails I will ask for vectors, because programming this thing is a real pain. Alright. So that's in. We go back over there. That's fine. Yeah, I still got memories of some really good games from back in the day. I remember playing Doom multiplayer with my brother, and it was his first time playing multiplayer online, and I think I scared the bejesus out of him a number of times. Which is all good and fun. Anyway, that was a pain keeping my head down in the cockpit for that long. So, what we're going to do is we're going to throw up a little bit of entertainment. I think we're going to have ATC at some point. At least we're going to be on the boundaries of them. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let's look out on the coastline of Thailand. We'll bring up the map. We head out, and I'm going to go off mic, grab a cup of tea, and I will leave you with something to entertain yourself with. So order something from the flight attendants, and I'll be back with you in a bit.
Starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look back to our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
Looky there, Miranda. Oh, ain't that wonderful? Nope. Gosh, I'm kind of thirsty. How about you? Uh-huh. Oh. Well. Look at that. Oh. Well, I never. Fresh, too. Well. Think I'll tidy up a bit. Uh-huh. See you later, Elmer. All right, Monday. Well, what are you tarnishing? Hey! Look out there. What you doing? Oh. Thanks. Combing kind of cheeky with it. Oh. Some service. Yep. Oh. There you are. Huh? Oh. Well. Swing your partner. To
left to the properly constituted authorities.
People must be made aware of conditions.
If things are so bad, why don't you do something about it?
We're doing all we can. Law enforcement is difficult and public opinion isn't behind it.
The Sentinel will back you, but won't take the lead. That's for you to do. What are you waiting for? Modern Robin Hood to lead you out of the woods?
Yes, Reed. That's just what this city needs. A Robin Hood.
Miss Case, check the want ad and see if there's a modern Robin Hood looking for a job.
I can see we're wasting our time. It's evident we can't arouse your fighting spirit as we could your father's.
My father wore himself out fighting, and conditions are even worse today. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Today?
Aren't you ever serious?
Why, Miss Case, I was never more so. This interview threatens to change the course of my entire career. Nice job, Cato.
Here's the gas gun I made.
You sure the bullets won't kill?
They just put people to sleep for a short time.
Oh, you're a wizard. And don't forget, when I give you this signal, cut the electric light wires. All right, let's go to the garage. Funny, isn't it, Cato?
What, Mr. Britt?
When we built this secret garage to construct our super speedster, we never thought it'd become the lair for a modern Robin Hood. Are you sure our photoelectric cells will close the doors after we've driven through?
Yes, they did when I tested the car.
How fast will she go?
Better than 200.
All right, Cato. We're going to introduce Mr. Grant and the world to the Green Hornets. How did you get in here? Who are you? The Green Hornet. Green Hornet? Yes, Grant. Not very well known as yet, but I have hopes for him. What do you want? The papers you were ordered to destroy. I've just burned them. All of them? What about these? Oh, I see you burned the important ones. What right have you to see them? They contained important evidence that I mean to have. Well? You're going to tell me who ordered you to burn them. I'll tell you nothing. You'll tell me everything now. Why should I deal with a masked bandit? Speaking.
This is Lou Markheim at the tunnel job.
Yes, Markheim. What do you want?
How am I going to handle these reporters that are after the Gorman story?
Well, ask me.
Who else will I ask? You're still attorney for this outfit, aren't you?
Why not ask the chief?
I stand as much chance of getting to him as you do.
All right, Grant. You do the talking now. Who are you working for?
No, put that gun away.
Tell me.
I'm an attorney for a syndicate. I take orders from the...
Dead.
Sure, the Hornet killed Grant. But why, and who is he?
Well, I'm betting he didn't kill Grant. I think the Hornet is the modern Robin Hood that this city needs.
Well, I hope so. If you want to talk to that fellow Markheim at the tunnel job, we better get going. All right, Michael. Pumps going to number 2. Okay, Markheim.
Hello, Markheim. Can we go inside?
You see the sign? No visitors.
We're not visitors. We're the press.
Even the press is barred from this job.
Why? Is there something going on in there you don't want the public to know about? We've been on dangerous jobs before.
Not as dangerous as this one.
Admit it's not safe.
I admit nothing. Get out or I'll have you thrown out. You think you will.
Sorry you won't cooperate, Markheim. Judging from Markheim's manner, I'd say there was something wrong here.
So what'll we be doing about it?
That, my pugnacious Michael, remains to be seen.
That's the car we're looking for. The car of the Green Hornet.
Police car following us, Cato. Turn on the Energizer.
It's gone. Like a spook. I never saw a car move so fast.
dog scared them off. Listen, have the new men been signed in the usual way? Good. I'll keep the night shift to number 4. Bye. Who are you? Green Hornet?
Yes, Markheim.
It was you who killed Grant.
You know better than that.
What do you want with me?
I want you to take me through the compression lock and into tunnel number 4.
I can't. My job's here.
You're taking me into tunnel number 4. Air pressure in the tunnel.
30 pounds.
Now we can go in there and see what's wrong.
See? There's nothing wrong in here.
That air compressor is skipping. What's the matter with it?
Nothing.
Yes, there is. You know what would happen if it quit entirely, don't you? Come on, speak up.
The air pressure would go down.
These walls would cave in. You know that compressor's faulty, Markheim. You're doing the same thing you did at the Billings Dam, sacrificing human lives by using cheap equipment.
I had nothing to do with the Billings job.
Yes, you did. I know all about it.
You're not bluffing me, Hornet. You're as big a racketeer as any of them.
You admit you're one?
I admit nothing. The compressor stopped. We gotta get out of here before there's a cave-in.
Not until you get those workmen out.
There's an alarm bell at the airlock.
You're not getting out yet, Markheim. Don't make any sign to those men.
It'll cave in. We'll be killed.
We're staying until you tell me what I want to know.
What is it?
Who are your partners in this construction racket?
There's 12 of us. The others are...
Yeah, go on. Who are they?
I'll tell you outside. Take me out quick. The tunnel.
We're staying here. charges, we'll have a libel suit on our hands.
Sure, but I know that Martin's...
Forget Mortensen and try to find some of those men that escaped from the tunnel. I'm calling it a day. See you tomorrow.
I'm calling today and go looking for people up in Canuck. I tell you, it just don't make sense. That's all for tonight. Reed's gone to bed.
I report to Monroe. Those men that were watching the house are gone, Canuck.
And the Hornet will talk to this Mortensen tonight, Mr. Red?
Yes, I believe he and his associates are taking out insurance on men in dangerous jobs so they can profit by their death. All right, kiddo.
Hello, Captain. I've been looking for you. Hey, I got a line on this man of Martinson, and I want you to get out of him and question him.
Still playing detective, are you, Mike? There's no evidence against Mortensen to justify an arrest.
Well, I get it. With the force behind me, I can shoot some tough questions at this guy.
All right, Mike, take 10 with you and see if the man will talk. I'll send a couple more men after him.
Okay, Captain. Let's go. I'll pick up Tim around and back.
This is far enough, kiddo. Throw off your lights and silence the motor. Stand by and be ready for a quick getaway. Hold it, Mortensen.
601, offset to the left, 5 nautical miles. Continue climb to flight level 330, unrestricted.
Right. What do you want? I know you're one of the 11 racketeers in this crowd.
Thank you, Mr. 01.
Come clean, Mortensen. There's enough evidence in those envelopes to send you up for a line.
Malaysian 601, offset to the left, 5 nautical miles. Continue climb, flight level 330, unrestricted.
Offset Mr. 601, flight level... Thank you, flight level.
Malaysian 601, continue climb to flight level 330, unrestricted, offset to the left, 5 nautical miles.
Climb 330, Malaysian 601.
Malaysian 601, confirm, offset to the left, 5 nautical miles.
Affirm, sir, Mr. 01.
What do you want? I'm the caretaker here. There's nobody home.
Oh, give me that line. We know Martinson's here. Go in, Jim. I'll keep this guy here.
Syapurada, Indonesia 113.
Indonesia 1123.
Confirm, state 21505, sir.
Indonesia 1123, A firm, Descend via the star to flight level 150.
150 via star,
Aviation 1123, April, descend via the star to flight level 150, proceed direct Labex.
Proceed direct Labex, 150 via star, point Indonesia 123.
There's a car in the back lane. I've got to find out who fired that shot. I'll handle this. Wait, Bounce. This man has been shot with the Green Hornet. Stand over there and don't move. Mortensen must be making a getaway. Me when he came back in the door and fired. Suspicion of me. That's right, Lieutenant. Mortensen didn't shoot me. It was... The Green Hornet. Now you know I'm speaking the truth. Police dragnet is out for the Hornet. So far, nothing is known of the identity or whereabouts of the mysterious night-riding bandit. It's a good story, Jinx.
Thanks, Jim. Not so good. I don't think the Hornet did the shooting. If he was there.
Oh, he was there, all right. Plenty of witnesses heard that Hornet siren of his when he left. That's the chief. I think the Sentinel or all the reward for the Green Hornet. What? Capture the Hornet? Think that'll get him? I don't know about that. But it was certainly good circulation. You never lose sight of that end of it, do you? Oh, Rick. Look, I took the police out there last night. I suppose it was the Green Hornet that hit you. It was indeed, and when I wasn't looking. And anyway, I still think Mortensen knows all about that racket. Yeah. Thanks to your bringing the police out there, he's been whitewashed. He can refuse to talk to reporters, and the police will vouch for him. Work out that reward idea and let me see it.
Singapore Center, good day. Qantas 5556 with you, flight level 370.
Ready?
Qantas 5556, good evening. Singapore radar, squawk 2230.
Squawk 2230, Qantas 5556.
Qantas 5556, identified, maintain flight level 370.
Maintaining 370, Qantas 5556. So I'm kind of back now on the mic since we got to monitor ATC. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, once we're down in Sydney, I've got some information to pass on
303, proceed direct, keep up.
about a
Direct P-Box, Skoda 303.
giveaway that's happening on Sunday. So, once we're down and landed, I'll have a little bit more information on that for you. It is for an aircraft that just got released, actually.
Malaysian 601, proceed direct, hold on, reset to flight level 290.
Direct Thomas, proceed direct 330, emergency 601.
Malaysian 601, confirm flight level 290.
290, then Malaysian 01.
See the mess at Changi Airport coming up. It's going to be an interesting approach. We'll see how that goes. Again, I may be doing it manually rather than relying on the autopilot, just because it didn't seem to want to enter the information in.
I guess Morton's supposed to take in the papers we want. Let's go.
Good evening, Singapore Centre, Qantas 2021 with you, flight number 370, direct to Dono.
Qantas 2021, good evening, Singapore radar squad 2232.
2232, Qantas 2021.
So we're going to be requesting our descent around Kilowatt. Still gives us plenty of time to get down. Just looking at the actual approach we're doing. Give us 47 miles to get down under flight level 210, which isn't bad. And then we continue our descent down the rest of the way. So while we're waiting here, what I'll do is go over our approach and arrival into Singapore, unless we have vectors. Singapore approach isn't on, so it's just center here, so we might just let us do our thing. We'll see how that goes. Singapore's fairly busy. A bunch of airplanes just left, and there's a few coming in.
Qantas 2021, identified, maintain flight level 370.
Maintaining flight level 370 and Qantas 2021.
So I'm going to, unfortunately, have to turn off the in-flight at the moment as we do this. So here we are. We're coming down Malaysia. This is
Singapore radar, good evening, Singapore 638 with you.
This is what you can see on the ND
Singapore 638,
display,
good evening,
except
Singapore radar,
the green part here, which is the arrival, isn't properly programmed in. So we're going to come down this way, and then this is
unrestricted, proceed direct hotspot, Singapore 638.
The entry point into the star. So if we go over to the star,
Indonesia 1123, continue
Eleo here,
7,000 feet, QNH 1011.
and then we're going to carry on straight down to Kilowatt, where we're going to request descent. 47 miles to get down to 2700, or flight level 210. At this point at PBAP, and then we're going to do this manually all the way down. And we're going to come down, it's going to be on the east side of the airport, back out over the straits here, and then it'll be a right turn, expecting vectors, but it'll be a right turn around and then into the ILS for runway 02 left, and it's a straight in, so it's a 3,500 foot intercept and should be fairly straightforward. What we'll do now is we'll start getting our information. So we'll get that off the screen. So I'm going to send in a weather request, and we'll get the current ATIS as well. So let's do ATIS, send, come back, weather, send, and we'll wait for the messages to come in. We'll get the company message notification.
Qantas 5556 arrival clearance.
Qantas 5556, go ahead.
Qantas 5556 to into Singapore via Ilalo 1 Alpha arrival. Expect ILS 02 left. When ready, descend via the star to flight level 240.
Roger, cleared in via the Ilalo 1 Alpha, expecting the ILS runway 02 left, and when ready, we'll descend via the star to flight level 240 for Qantas 5556. Alright.
Qantas 2021, arrival clearance.
Signal there to go ahead.
Qantas 2021, clear into Singapore via Ilalo 1 Alpha arrival. Exit ILS 02 left. When ready, descend via the star to flight level 300.
Clear to Singapore by the Ilano 1 Alpha onto runway 02 left. Descend via the star. When ready, descend to flight level 30.
So we're going down to flight level 240. Let's start entering in the information we have here. So you can see the winds are variable at 2 knots. So we're just going to put the winds in. When they're variable like that, we'll put them on runway heading at 2 knots. It just lets the computer figure the stuff out on its own. The altimeter is 1011. So pretty similar to what it was up in Bangkok. We'll put the standby up to 1011 as well. Transition altitude will be 11,000 feet. I guess that's due to a lot of high mountains in the area. Oops. I didn't actually push the button there, did I? No, I didn't. 1011. Another one. Temperature here is 28 degrees, so 2 degrees cooler than Bangkok. And for this approach, we're going to be doing we'll set it up as a Cat 2, so it's going to be 122 feet for the barrel. So that information is now entered. We can take a look at the let's actually go to the message, because that is hard to read with the sun on it. Alright, so there's the ATIS. So Singapore Changi Airport Information Hotel. So we'll note that. Time 1530, so that's fairly recent.
Qantas 5556, do you have a preferred date on arrival?
Negative, first time to the airport, so no preferred gate.
Qantas 5556, roger.
ILS approach runway in use for runway 2 left, which we know. Runway 2 center,
Qantas 5551,
runway 2 right are closed.
Expect stand Charlie 1.
Roger, we'll expect stand Charlie 1 for Qantas 5556. So we'll have to look up where that is. Surface winds are variable at 2 knots. There's a few clouds in the area. That's fine. Dew point. It's going to give us some weather information.
Qantas 2021, do you have a preferred date on arrival?
Some departure information there.
Anything near Charlie 1 will be fine.
So once we're on the ground, we will go to standby on the altimeter.
You can expect Bay Charlie 20. There will be beside your company traffic.
Right, so
expect Charlie 20.
We have all that information. Alright, so we're doing good. We're still cruising along. So we're going to check the gate for Charlie 1.
Qantas 5556, proceed direct, kilo.
Sorry, you broke up. Was that a direct Keylot?
Qantas 5556, Eastern, proceed direct, kilo.
Direct Keylot, Qantas 5556. This could be interesting, because this is where we had that little bit of a issue that Nick was saying. So we're going to go direct Keylot, and let's see if everything vanishes on us. It did not. Did have me worried there for a second. Alright, so I found Charlie 1 on the gate, so that's not bad. It's kind of going to be a fairly close taxi out as we go. Once we leave the runway.
Cricket 1772, contact Kuching radar 134.5.
Kuching radar 134.5, thank you for your service. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So I think at this point, when we're about 20 miles out from Keylot, I'll start the descent to 240. That'll give us plenty of time to get set up for the rest of the approach. And he wants us going via the Star.
Malaysian 601, cancel offset, resume on navigation.
And via the Star has us at under 21 at pivot, but again, we'll have to do that manually. So ATC down at Singapore is currently just Tower and ATIS.
Asia 1123, descend to 4,000 feet.
And again, we're currently cruising down to the east coast of Malaysia. Some pretty good skies, a little crescent moon there. There's Malaysia off to our right. I do like this Qantas livery. It's very striking. Some nice contrails in the back. And Nick is back there somewhere. There we go. And we're heading down to the, I guess, the southeast tip of Malaysia, which is the independent city-state of Singapore. Gorgeous day for flying.
Singapore radar moving 601.
Chicago 96 X-ray, contact Kuching radar 134.5.
134.5 for 96 X-ray, thanks for the service, sir. See you next time, bye-bye.
See you.
Singapore radar, emergency 01.
Malaysia 601, Singapore radar, pass the message.
Actually, we'll start our descent near
Emergency 01, confirm.
Alalo, and we'll do a little bit of a shallower descent. We won't put it in an open
Malaysia
descent.
601, final flight level 290.
290, final copy, relax.
So there's a Garuda flight just going into Singapore. Now, I'm not sure, there's a TGW 303, not sure who that is. They're in front of us, heading in. And it is a busy airport, looking at, well, fairly busy. There's 7 departures on the board and 9 arrivals, so it's not too bad. So once we get to Alalo, we're going to shallow descent down to 24.
Chicago 605, contact Kuching radar 134.5.
And
over to Kuching radar 134.
I don't know where my airplane marker went.
Chicago 605, bye-bye, see you again, and have a good night.
But as you can see, there's no weather concerns. There's some down here. I think this is Indonesia. There's some there, but nothing en route. So it is looking very, very good. And again, we just got a slight headwind. 10 knots.
Indonesia 1123, Singapore radar, pass the message.
Mike, good approach.
Indonesia 1123, turn right heading 110, maintain 4,000 feet.
110, 4,000, 123.
That was the Garuda flight going into Singapore. So I do have tower dialed in, ready to switch over.
Indonesia 1123, descend to 3,000 feet.
3,123.
Indonesia 1123, turn right heading 180.
180, 1123.
Not sure what's going on there. He may be on a missed approach. Speaking of which, what is the missed approach procedure here? Climb to 1,000 feet and climbing left turn to 4,000, heading on 335 to Acoma. Hold or as directed. All right. Alright, so for descent, MCD landing performance. We have entered the information in.
Indonesia 1123, turn right heading to
QNH is 1011, barrels, altitude 122, winds variable at 2 knots. Transition altitude is set. VAP speed is 128. And that is all set up. TCAS is set below. Not that TCAS works in this airplane yet. Approach briefing is complete. I am, as a reference, going to put in the Tekong VOR. It's 116.5. So 116.5. And
Indonesia 1123, turn right heading 360.
360, 113.
That will be
Indonesia 1123, clear ILS approach and 30 to left.
good. Just reading the actual mist. I'm going to put 115.
Approach to left, will report when established.
0.1. And then radial 356. That is the part of the mist approach.
303, leaving level 360 for 150.
And on VOR 2, I will put in 116.5. With no course, that's just my distance reference. So I'll put both VORs on. So VOR 2 is distance to airport. VOR 1 will be part of the mist approach if required.
Okay, 1776.
So navigators are set. ATX is not required. EFIS for the ND. Put in constraints, but there's so much that's not entered in, it's not worth doing. Seatbelt signs are not required at the moment. Transition level will be set when we hit 11,000. And we will be good to go. So there we are at Aleo. So the descent set up 240.
Indonesia 1123, contact tower 118.6.
And we're going to go down at
to tower, thank you.
1500. We'll begin our descent. Work to maintain this point. We're going to put in 270 and we'll hold that speed on the descent down. We're getting a little bit closer to the island. Very nice. A little bit more cloud over the island, but not a lot out over the water here.
Qantas 5556, proceed direct, PBAP.
Proceed direct, PBAP, Qantas 5556. Well, let me do this. Yes, it will. So this is going to get interesting. So don't really have a follow-on flight plan or routing for there.
Malaysian 601, contact routine radar 134.5.
We do have post sub in there, so that's one point we'll be going to.
Okay.
Rolling out, there we go. So this is where it gets, it does get interesting. So I'm going to have to be at 250 knots at PBAP and under 21,000. He only cleared me down to 24. So we'll see how that plays out. 70 miles to go to PBAP. So it's very quiet out here now with the engines back towards idle as we begin our descent. This is the point on board, of course, where you'd notice, oh, we're starting to go down. Looks like we're going to arrive ahead of schedule as well. PAX is estimating we've still got an hour and 13 minutes. But it definitely looks like we're going to be arriving a little bit early. Always good for the passengers. Only thing I don't like about being outside for too long is can't see what's going on. So there's the first VOR. VOR 2 is kicked in at 127 miles.
Scooter 303, continue descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1011.
7,000 feet, QNH 1011, Scooter 303.
Qantas 5556, continue descent to flight level 150.
Down to 150, Qantas 5556. Continue our descent.
Qantas 2021, descend to flight level 240.
Down to flight level 240, at Qantas 2021.
So I'm going to up this to
Qantas 2021, report indicator airspeed.
18.
Mach 0.78.
Qantas 2021, say again about number.
0.78, Qantas 2021.
Qantas 2021, reduce Mach decimal 75.
Down to decimal 75, Qantas 2021.
There's 28,000. For the BIPAP, we have to be
customs at our destination. Flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you
custom
for
forms.
presentation upon arrival.
So BIPAP, we have to be at 250 knots and under 21,000. He's got us descending to 15. That is not a concern at this point.
Singapore Center, this is Singapore 651 at flight level 360 crossing S-Pop waypoint.
Singapore 651, good evening. Singapore radar score 2251.
Squawk 2251 for Singapore 651.
VFR map has put in a little extra route there. Gonna get rid of the map now. Obviously, we don't need it. We can see what's coming up.
Singapore Center, between VGS 35
flight level 360, squawk 6056.
VHA Air 35, good evening, Singapore radar, squawk 2264.
So while we're descending, if anyone, for those who are watching, if you could throw a like on the video or on the stream, be greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I do a variety of flying from airliners to small general aviation aircraft.
Singapore 651, identified, maintain flight level 360.
Just for the fun of the flight.
360 for Singapore 750.
Do everything from scheduled airline flights with my virtual airline in Europe to things like this, parts of touring around the world, visiting different areas. Usually done on VATSim, and if anybody is in the community who wants to fly along, everyone is more than welcome. The stream information is posted in advance on the channel, so you can see when the stream is and where we're going, and then you can just use like SimBrief to come up with your route. More than welcome to join in. It's always great fun, and it's fun to fly with a community and a bunch of people. Just looking around, everything's looking good. So he's probably going to keep us under his control, although technically we're leaving his control area. And it looks like the other Kuala Lumpur center is up. I don't think he's going to hand us over because we're just going to be coming back into his area again. Alright, so there's 31 miles from Bipap, and we're passing through 22,000 feet. We have to be under 21 when we get there, so we'll be fine. We'll have to reduce our speed too. There's a pretty big island coming up here. So interesting thing about this area of the world, if you go to the other side of Malaysia, and that strait between Malaysia and Indonesia, it's the busiest shipping lane in the world. It's basically the main major east-west route through this area, south of Asia, west of Australia. Huge amounts of traffic running through there. I have added in the mod that puts commercial shipping and stuff in. And I checked it out at Gibraltar, and it was kind of neat seeing the container ships around Gibraltar. There are some military fleets in certain places. There's shipping routes. The ships travel around. It's kind of neat. And then I've also downloaded, but I have not yet installed, one that puts oil rigs in the North Sea. So between the UK and Denmark and Norway and stuff, it puts the oil rigs out there that are actually there drilling for the North Sea oil. So that is pretty cool, and apparently they look really good in the screenshots. It'll be interesting to see what they look like there out over the North Sea in the future. So we're 20 miles away now from Bipap, and then we're going to take on heading 180 and carry on the start. So I will set that up now. You can see our winds are almost died, like even here, 2-knot wind. So crosswinds and getting pushed around off course is not something we have to be worried about at this point. Winds pretty much just died out up here.
Qantas 2021, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, airport 230.
So we'll get down to 10 miles, we'll pull it back to 260, and then when we get down to 5 miles, we'll bring it back to 250. And then when we get to Pass Poo, we got to be at 220. So everything is looking good. Speed is creeping slightly. So there's 10 miles, so we'll come back to 260. Now she's not going to slow on her own because I'm in a descent mode here. Vertical speed, not managed or open, so she's not going to adjust on herself.
Qantas 5556, descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1011.
10,000 QNH 1011 for Qantas 5556. So we can turn that over now. Go there, we can go down to 10,000 feet. As you heard, he said that in feet, so that means we're going below the 11,000 foot transition level, so we've turned over to our localized pressure. Oh, let's go over to COM 2, and we'll go 134. And what was that? 25. Sorry, that's my Skytrax kicking in. There we go. We'll go back over to COM 1. Skytrax kicking in saying, hey, are you still there? Yes, I am. Okay, so 180 now. 250 on the speed. And we will go an open descent on this one. Should hold us to that 250. Alright, so we're following along here very nicely towards Pass Poo, where we got to be at 220. So we're getting much closer to the island of Malaysia. And Singapore occupies that. I guess it's technically an island itself, right at the bottom end of Malaysia there. And over time, it's become its own city-state. So we're getting closer down. There's Malaysia, some of the mountains. It is looking good. So as we get down towards 10,000 feet, get all the signs back on. Alright. Let's put the wing lights on, we'll get the landing lights on. As we come into 10,000 feet. And we pass that magical altitude where everything goes quiet. There we go, leveling off. And all the lights start coming on. Final cabin cleanup is commenced. turn on the terrain radar just for when we get lower. So we're going to confirm RadNav settings 110.9, 110.9.
Scooter 303, continue descent to 3,000 feet.
Alright, so turn landing systems on.
Scooter 303, sample radar.
So we're 50 miles from the airfield.
Scooter 303, descent to 3,000.
See, we're going to come down here and then,
3,000 feet, Scooter
unlike this track here, we're going to swing out and then make a right loop around and come in on the airport. And tower is still up. And that other aircraft is ahead of us and inbound.
We have begun our final descent into Singapore. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Looking good so far. Definitely going to be ahead of schedule. And tower. 1186. And 1186 is set. Don't have to worry about ground or apron controls. So we're almost up to Paspu. Looking very nice out there. The jungle greens of Malaysia. See the two VORs.
5556, descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1011.
7,000 feet, 1011, Qantas 5556. Alright, down to 7,000 we go. And speed coming back to 220. So at Neelon, I'm going to make a turn to 172. And then at Posub, it'll be to 203. And that's kind of our downwind course for the runway. Where's that other one? There's that shot. So we're entering back over the mainland. We will go over the channel at the other side, where we do our swing around for our approach to 02 left. Speed's holding at 220. We're descending down to 7,000. Sorry about that. $7,700. Still a fair bit away.
Qantas 2021, descend to 9,000 feet, QNH 101.
The airport's about there.
Descend to 9,000 feet on QNH 1011. Qantas 2021.
There's 7,000 feet coming up. Tell you, with all the nav issues we're having with these things over the last while, it's a good thing those manual inputs are working fine. And with
Scooter 303 after Sana, turn right heading 250.
After Sana, right heading 250, Scooter 303.
With the ability to have the moving map or the aircraft indicator on the Navigraph charts, it does make it very much easier.
Good evening, Singapore Center. Sugar 434 at flight level 360 over coming.
Scooter 4, question Sugar 434, good evening, Singapore radar, maintain flight level 360. Sugar 434, maintain flight level 360.
Maintain 360, Sugar 434.
Alright, so Nylon's coming up. And Nick is following in behind.
Qantas 2021, turn right heading 160.
Turn right heading 160, Qantas 2021.
Looks like he's going to have...
Qantas 2021, my apologies, turn left heading 160.
Yeah, roger that. Turning left 160, Qantas 2021.
Looks like he's going to push him out a little bit more for spacing. So here's Nylon coming up.
Scooter 303, continue right turn heading 360, clear ILS approach runway 0 to left, report established.
Riding 360, clear ILS approach runway 0 to left, report established, Scooter 303.
Alright, so 172 is our new heading. As we pass Nylon. And we'll fly this for 10 miles. And then we'll head 203 at Posub, which is marked there. We're actually going to go from there. We're going to head out.
Control, good evening. Sarasota Express Tower, clock 0147. Passing 900 for 290.
Sarasota 877, good evening. Singapore radar identified, climb to 5,000 feet. 5,000.
Coming 5,000, Sarasota Express.
So once we make the turn at Posub, we're going to go into our managed mode.
Scooter 303, turn left heading 350.
35 Scooter, correction, 350 Scooter 303.
ICW is being picked up, and that is the correct localizer. That we want. There's the South Channel, and Singapore is off our nose there. You can see the other aircraft just out the window there, who's going into land.
Singapore Center.
Sorry, he just took off.
What is better start procedure?
Visual Air 35, clear into Singapore via Ilala 1 Alpha arrival. Expect island 02 left. When ready, descend via the start, flight level 150.
Ilala 1 Alpha arrival.
So we're getting close.
Runway 02 left. Descend 5,000 when ready. Visual 35.
And 203.
Visual Air 35, confirm descend to flight level 150.
150. And we justify.
There we go. You can see the airport over there.
Qantas 5556, descend to 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, Qantas 5556. Okay, so we'll activate approach mode.
Qantas 2021, turn right heading 170, descend to 7,000 feet.
Down to 4,000 feet we go.
Right heading 170 and down to 7,000, Qantas 2021.
Pop outside, take a look. There's the airport. And past the airport is Singapore itself.
We just established Scooter 303.
A little bit old.
Scooter 303, roger.
I don't know if that's loading lag or what that was.
150 knots still 4 miles. Contact tower 18.6, Scooter 303.
There's 6,000 feet.
Reaching 5,000, Minnesota 877.
Minnesota 877, roger.
Reaching 5,000, Minnesota 877.
Minnesota 877, roger. Maintain 5,000 feet for now, due traffic.
Reaching 5,000.
Yeah, definitely getting a few loading hesitations here. So at Sanet we got to be at 190.
651, arrival clearance.
So we'll probably go to flaps 1 before we hit Sanet.
Singapore 651, arrival via LI1 Alpha on ILS to left, right. Singapore 651.
There's that other aircraft.
Singapore 651, clear into Singapore by Ilala 1 Alpha
that I was
arrival.
following in. He's coming in for the landing now.
Ready, descend via the start to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240 when ready to start descending. We'll start Singapore 661.
3,500 is our platform.
Singapore 651, confirm the Ilala 1 Alpha arrival.
Ilala 1 Alpha arrival for ILS 02 left for Singapore 651.
Alright, still looking rather flat. We'll see what happens when the buildings load in. How bad that's going to be. Hopefully you don't get Paris level stutters that Gavin had the other day.
Qantas 2021, turn right heading 190.
Right heading 190 is Qantas 2021.
Center Eva 35, request descent.
A little bit of bouncing around.
Visual Air 35, you are cleared to descend to flight level 150 by the start.
That is a royal pain.
Descend flight level 150.
Oh, there's some of the traffic I was talking about. see the shipping in the channel. It's pretty cool.
Last station calling, call sign only.
I'm a 4997 Mike.
We're at 4,000 feet.
November Tango Lima 97 Mike, squawk 2254.
See the buildings here on the island loading in.
China Southern 877, continue climb for level 290.
Coming 290, China Southern 877.
Again, the squawk please fall to 97 Mike.
Coming up
November
for
Tango
Santa.
Lima 97 Mike, squawk 2254.
Alright.
November Tango Lima 97 Mike, identified to maintain for level 340.
So going down to flaps 1.
Qantas 2021, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000, 2021.
Yeah. So Nick's coming in a bit on a wider swing around us, so we'll create the spacing.
Qantas 5556 after Senate, turn right heading 240.
240 after Senate, Qantas 5556. Alright, so let's turn that up. So we've got 2.5 miles to go to Sanet, and then we're going to make that 240 turn. See if there's any more shipping out there in the channel. That looked pretty cool. And this is where we go straight into vectors after that. Pretty cool little town. There's Sanet. 240. Not sure what point he's taking me to. And it's interesting how you only get some buildings popping up, not all of them.
Qantas 5556, turn right heading 270.
270, Qantas 5556.
Qantas 5556, continue right turn heading 360 to ILS approach runway 02 left, report established.
Continue on to 360 and report established 02 left, Qantas 5556.
Qantas 2021, turn right heading 240.
Right heading 240.
Keep the turn going.
Qantas 2021, reduce speed 180 knots.
Down to 180 knots, Qantas 2021.
There we go, and this will put us on an intercept. Looks like another container ship out there. Or two.
Qantas 5556, my apologies, turn left heading 350, descend to 2,000 feet.
350, descend 2,000 feet, Qantas 5556. And 2,000, which is kind of low, but okay. we're 12 miles out. Gonna go flaps 2. Let's get the descent going on here. We're getting above the glide slope.
Qantas 2021, turn right heading 280, descend to 4,000 feet.
Gear down.
Right heading 280 and descend to 4,000.
He left us a little high. Should be descending through the glide slope. We'll be able to pick it up on the other side. Singapore Center, Qantas 5556 established, 02 left.
Qantas 5556, roger. Contact tower 118.6. Have a nice landing.
118.6 for Qantas 5556. Good day.
Good day.
There we go. There's 2,000 coming in. Now go on approach. And we'll set the go around altitude. 4,000 feet. Turkey Tower, Qantas 5556 with you, established ILS 02 left.
Qantas 5556, Singapore Tower, good evening. Surface wind, slight and variable. Runway 02 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 02 left, Qantas 5556. Alright, so let's ding the cabin. There's the glide slope. Final approach is right, Farron. It's an interesting one. A little bit of a manual on the dials, following the charts, and then left us a little high. But we got ourselves squared away here. So 4 miles, we'll go flaps 3. Let's go auto brakes. We don't need auto brakes. We got 13,000 feet here. So they can come off. Get ourselves nicely settled in. There's 4 miles. It's flaps 3. And flaps full.
$1,000
feet to go. We're looking good. There's Singapore all laid out beside us. We're all set. Yeah, the weather's been good for this flight. Just a few scattered clouds to break up the monotony of the blue, but other than that, fantastic. However, the next leg is to Jakarta, and the last time I flew into Jakarta, it was a tropical monsoon. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. So we're going to be aiming for W5, first of the high speeds. So halfway down.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Oh, that was nice. Keep her on the center. Keep her on the center. There we go. A little bit of braking. Alright, we're not going to make W5.
Qantas 5556, welcome to Singapore. Vacate Whiskey 5, turn to right onto Whiskey.
Roger, we're going to have to go Whiskey 4 and we will turn right on to Whiskey.
Okay, Qantas 5556, no worries.
Maybe I should have had the auto brakes on. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Singapore.
Welcome to Singapore.
The local time is 12:50 p.m. and it's currently about
So it's a hard right
7 degrees
onto Whiskey.
Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If
Just
you're
slow
making a
down.
connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure
Qantas 5556, taxi Whiskey, Victor 5 to Bay Charlie 1.
Whiskey Victor 5 to Charlie 1 for Qantas 5556. Alright, so that's that off. Turn off you, turn off you. Taxi lights on. Strobe will come off. Wing lights will come off. Few US is off.
Correction, Jetstar Asia 2 Delta Papa. Pushback approved, face south. Pushback approved, facing south.
So it's the next left here. Is the one we're going to want.
Singapore Tower, good evening, Qantas 2021.
And it's going to be Charlie 1.
Qantas
Which is the
2021,
one
Singapore
just
Tower, good evening.
jogged to the right.
Desire N variable, runway 02 left, we are clear to land.
And there's Nick coming in.
02 left, Qantas 2021.
Hey, MFS pilot, you're at the hairdressers, really? And you're watching this there? That's dedication. Do appreciate it. Okay. So we're going in here, which is Victor 5, and then we are going to take the first one on the right, which is Charlie 1. I think Nick will be going on to the one there on the left, which is Charlie 20. And here is our gate. So kill the taxi light. Let's go outside, taxi this sucker in, get us to where we can see the nose wheel on the line. There we go. Little parking brake is on. Let's hop back in. We get her shut down. So parking brake on, nav aids. We're not going to worry about FC resets. Fine. Flight directors and landing systems will come off. Auto throttle is off. NDs are fine. Let's get ground power connected. And we will get the ground services to hook up the jetway. Get rid of that. Is it coming over? Yes, it is. Anti-ice is all off. Ground power is on. Engine masters 1 and 2 come off. Fuel pumps There goes the logbook. Hope they put in a turn that off function. Should be on. I don't know why that didn't click on. Yeah, beacon's off. Signs are all off. Oop. Signs are all off. And transponder and cockpit door is open. So there we are. So we can come out here, we can get a view and watch Nick land and taxi in. Now, I mentioned a giveaway a couple times during the stream. So for those of you who follow, there's Nick landing there. For those of you who follow Willy Canuck, he is a part-time radio DJ on an internet radio station. And this Sunday, he is interviewing Martin from Just Flight. And as part of the interview with Martin, they are giving away a free copy of Just Flight's Piper Arrow, the PA-28. So, if you want to listen into that and win the PA-28 from Just Flight, there is a link in the video description under all the text about the Kangaroo tour. You'll find linking you to Sky Radio and the Willy Canuck show, and that is where you tune in. The program is being broadcast at 1300 Zulu on Sunday, and I'm not sure how he's actually doing the giveaway. It'll be probably somebody that's listening in, so give it a listen to his discussions with Martin from Just Flight, and you can win the PA-28 from Just Flight. And from what I've been reading, and I do not have the aircraft or I think Coronado put it one, but the Just Flight PA-28 is the better of the products. So if you're going to have a Piper PA-28 in the lineup, that is one to get. Now, I've never flown it in real life. I have flown its big brother, the Cherokee. But it is a good little general aviation airplane if you want a low wing GA airplane, and it is very much a complete and well modeled aircraft from everything I've read. So it is something to look forward to. So once again, if you're interested in that, the radio broadcast is on Sunday, and there is a link in the description below that will take you to the information on that so that you can tune in and listen and hopefully win the Piper. Other than that, this has been leg 7 of the Kangaroo tour. We have flown all the way from London to Singapore, and it is currently in the scenario we're running. It's the midday now for day 4. So the passengers are deboarding. They're going to be taken off to a nice place for lunch. They'll get to freshen up. The aircraft will be serviced and refueled. The next flight is on Sunday in 2 days, and that's where we're doing leg 8. And leg 8, which is the afternoon of day 4, will take us from here in Singapore, and we're flying down to Jakarta in Indonesia. So another not long flight, but it can be tricky with the weather and storms and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see how the weather is here in 2 days. Hopefully you'll join me. Hopefully we'll see you then. And until then, keep safe, enjoy your flying, and we will catch up with you on the next stream. We'll see you then. Bye for now.